वेलकम बच्चों अगेन। हम लोग लास्ट टॉपिक में डिस्कस कर रहे थे व्हाट आर द यूजेस ऑफ पोलराइजेशन। लेकिन उसके पहले लेट अस डिस्कस अबाउट वन लॉ, दैट इज लॉ ऑफ मेलस। लॉ ऑफ मेलस और सिंपली मेलस लॉ, और इट इज ऑल्सो नोन एज कोसाइन स्क्वायर लॉ। This law is important for numerical purpose. In generally in CBSE exam, one numerical is always asked from law of Malus or from Malus law or cosine square law. We have already studied that when light travels, that means there are mutually perpendicular electrical field vector and magnetic field vectors, and when they are passes through any polaroids or some other device, that means these optical vectors are restricted in one plane only, then we get polarized light. Suppose this law is basically, it is meant for polarized light only, not for unpolarized light. Suppose this is the plane of polarizer. Is that clear? This is the plane of polarizer. OA is plane of polarizer, and again this is the plane of analyzer. Suppose OB is plane of analyzer, and here angle between plane of polarizer and plane of analyzer is suppose theta. So all optical vectors that are crossing through plane of polarizer will be parallel to plane OA only. So suppose here magnitude of amplitude is A naught. A naught amplitude is crossing through plane of polarizer OA. So again, what about OB? Component A naught cos theta, it should be parallel to OB, and component A naught sin theta, it should be perpendicular to the plane of analyzer. Only A naught cos theta component will cross through OB, whereas A naught sin theta component, as it is normal to this plane, so it will be cut off. Is that clear? A naught sin theta component will not cross, whereas A naught cos theta component will be parallel to OB. So intensity after passing through OB, it should be equal to I, that is equal I, it should be proportional to amplitude square. So I, that is the intensity of light crossing OB. So I should be proportional to A naught cos theta square. Yeah, I should be equal to K A naught square cos square theta. What about plane of polarizer? Suppose initial intensity was I naught. It should be proportional to A naught square. So I naught should be equal to K A naught square. So instead of K A naught square, we can place I equal to I naught cos square theta, or I is proportional to cos square theta. So here we find that intensity of light, it varies according to cos square theta, where theta is the angle between plane of polarizer and plane of analyzer. Is that clear? This is known as Malus law or cosine square law. Now we will see how numerical are asked on this portion. Now if we see that how intensity of light varies with respect to angle between plane of polarizer and plane of analyzer. We have already studied that I should be equal to I naught cos square theta. If theta is equal to 0, then I should be equal to I naught. If theta is equal to 180 degree, again I should be equal to I naught minus 1 square, so I is equal to again I naught. But when theta is equal to 90 degree or 270 degree, we will find that I will be equal to 0. So, at 0, when angle between plane of polarizer and plane of analyzer is 0, intensity should be maximum. Again 90 degree when both plane are cross each other, so you will find 0. For 180 degree, again it is maximum. For 270 degree, it is again 0, and for 360 degree, you will again find it maximum. So in this way, if we rotate the analyzer, we will find the variation in intensity of light. Now we will see numerical. For numerical purpose, generally it is asked the ratio of intensity of light passed through any analyzer. Suppose this is any tourmaline crystal. This is its axis. Here we are getting unpolarized light. Okay. Intensity of unpolarized light is suppose I0. When this light pass through this polarizer, we will get polarized light. Intensity of unpolarized light is I0. When it is passed through polarizer, its intensity will always become I0 by 2. We can also prove that if unpolarized light is polarized, then average value of intensity becomes half. So whenever this unpolarized light it passes through this tourmaline crystal or polarizer, so we will get polarized light. Its intensity should be equal to I0 by 2. Suppose we have taken another polarizer. It may be another tourmaline crystal. And its axis is making 45 degree, or maybe suppose for example it is making theta angle. Suppose I0 by 2 is suppose I1. Angle between plane of analyzer and plane of polarizer is theta. So in according to Malus law, we have studied that here intensity I2 should be equal to how much? I0, or we are getting I1 unpolarized light, so I1 cos square theta. This should be the intensity of light when passing through this analyzer. So again, if this angle theta is equal to 45 degrees, suppose someone asked that this angle is given 45 degrees. So what you will find? I2 will be equal to I1 cos square 45. Cos 45 1 by root 2. So I2 should be equal to I1 by 2. Already I1 is equal to I0 by 2. So we can write I2 is equal to I0 by 4. So intensity of light after crossing through this analyzer, it may become 1 by 4th of unpolarized light or half of polarized light. Is that clear? This angle may be given 45 degree, it may be given 30 degree, or it may have some other value. Think some other cases. Suppose this is another polarizer or maybe analyzer. Angle between this plane of polarizer and plane of analyzer is 90 degree. Is that clear? Here intensity you are getting suppose I0 by 2. Now angle between plane of polarizer and plane of analyzer is 90 degree. So here intensity again I2 will be equal to I1 cos square 90. So this should be 0. You will find no optical vector in this direction. Is that clear? So when two tourmaline crystals are crossed each other. That means angle between both crystal is 90 degree. So light crossing this crystal will its intensity will become 0. But think some another case. Suppose I have placed third tourmaline crystal such that it is making 45 degree. Suppose this one is removed, so you are getting 0 intensity. Now I have placed inserted one another tourmaline crystal that is making 45 degree from plane of polarizer. Is that clear? So what should be the intensity here? Again intensity should be equal to I naught cos square 45 degree. Is that clear? Suppose this is I2. So here we will get intensity I1 upon cos 45 1 by root 2. So I1 by 2. Clear? This is intensity I2. Now think about this. In this direction you are getting intensity I1. Sorry, you are getting intensity I2. Now this plane, it is again making 45 degree from I2. So again you will get here intensity I3 should be equal to I2 cos square 45. That is I2 by 2. I2 is I1 by 2. So you will get I2 by 4. Is that clear? Yeah, you will get I1 by 4. Is that clear? Here you are getting I1 is equal to I naught by 2. So again you can write I2 will be equal to I naught by 4 and I3 will be equal to I naught by 8. So now if you insert this another tourmaline crystal, so intensity will not become 0. Suppose if this one is removed, intensity will become 0. But if another tourmaline crystal is placed by making any angle 45 degree in between these two crystals, so now intensity will not 0. Here intensity, I have proved that intensity will become I naught by 8. Clear? So in this way we can apply Magnus law and you will find some numerical based on this law. Okay? Now we will discuss about some simple application that are used in polarization. So in polarization, the device that we use, which is used to polarize light, device that is used to polarize light is known as Polaroids. This device is known as Polaroids. So generally, what Polaroid do? For unpolarized light, we get its intensity is large. Optical vectors move in all direction. That means if we see the unpolarized light, glare is present. बहुत अधिक चमक होती है. But just to remove the glare, we have to remove the glare of unpolarized light. We use Polaroids. So Polaroids generally be used in sunglasses. What happens in sunglasses? In sunglasses, we use some different type of crystals that generally restrict some optical vectors. Only some optical vectors that are plane to its axis may cross that sunglasses and glare is reduced. Again, we will find dazzling effect of light. बहुत अधिक चमक लगती है, एकदम से आपकी आंखों में चमक आती है whenever some night, it's when some vehicle crosses, so it's light. आपके लिए जो लाइट दिखती है उससे आपके लिए dazzling effect आता है, आपको लिए काफी चमक लगती है. So generally windshield of any car and again headlight of another car, when we use Polaroids whose axes are crossed to each other. Suppose here its axis is like this. So for headlight you will find axis in this way. When these two axes are crossed to each other, so we can remove the dazzling effect. However, light will cross, so we will be able to see another car. But generally, dazzling effect may be reduced. So we use the Polaroid in sunglasses, in windshield, in headlight, also in microscope. Microscope objective lens we use generally Polaroids. It is only just to remove the glare of the object. We use Polaroids as a objective lens. For photography, in photography also we use some Polaroids. In holography is 3-dimensional photograph. In holography also we use Polaroids. So Polaroids are used in many such cases whenever we want to reduce the dazzling effect or we want to remove the glare. So in this all purpose we use Polaroids. So बच्चों इन्हीं सारे questions के लिए you have to study and we will discuss some more numericals. Okay, thank you.